Welcome, this is Sergey, and today I would like to present one of my Blitz games, chess games I just played 20 minutes ago. I am not a very strong chess player, so this game might be useful for beginners in chess. So let's go ahead with the game. So I played with white pieces. And here I played d4, my opponent played c5, and here I played bishop f4, just ignoring my opponent's pawn on c5. So here my opponent took on d4, and from here my thoughts were as follows. So I thought maybe taking this pawn with queen, but then knight would attack queen and queen would go somewhere to a4. That is fine, but I decided to that I don't want to lose the tempo, so what I did here, I took the knight, which could potentially attack my queen. So black takes bishop and I take pawn. So here material is equal, and I am attacking this pawn on a7. And well, second thing one can notice is that black cannot castle long, because rook already moved. So black played b6, protecting pawn on a7. So from here, how I thought is that black bishop will probably eventually, well, probably next move bishop would come to b7, and this pawn won't be, well, it can be of course easily protected by moving to d6, but anyway, what one can notice is that d file is semi-open. I don't have this pawn anymore, so I decided to put my rook to d1. So first I need to develop my knight, and then I can castle long and put my rook here to d1. So black responded with bishop b7, and I just castled long, trying to be active. So black here played knight to f6, and here, well, I need to develop these pieces at f1, g1, h1. So how can I develop them? If I try to fianchet a bishop, then here bishop would just take rook. So I have to develop knight first. So, and if I put this pawn, well, pawn structure doesn't look very good here. I already made this move, so I won't be very flexible with my pawn structure in the future. So here I just develop knight, and black responded with pawn to d5. Well, it looks like a good move, but I don't think it's a good move here. Well, I mean, this pawn is protected by bishop, knight and queen, so it has enough pieces. which protect it. I attack this pawn also with 3 pieces, knight, rook and queen. But there is a small tactic here, which is actually very interesting, how eventually it will develop. Well, it's a question if I should have gone ahead with this tactic or not. So I just wanted to be very active, so I played a4 check, and next move I will take this pawn on a7. And so here is the question, how to which piece to interpose to protect from check. And bishop cannot be interposed because queen will just take. If knight interpose, then well, then instead of taking this pawn, I would probably take this central pawn with the knight, because it's even more important. I mean, it's definitely more important than this pawn. So black doesn't really has a lot of choices here. It has to play queen, has to interpose queen, and then I take pawn on a7, and I threaten to take rook on b8. And here, I mean, here of course I realize that well, black will probably castle short, and when players are castled on opposite sides of the board, then either side may develop very sharp attack. So so here what I am essentially doing is I am eating these pawns and opening the files for black to build an attack on my king position. So I am grabbing material, but on the other hand I mean, if black moves quick enough, black can develop very strong attack on my queen side, where my king is castled too. So I mean, I realize it, but at this point I don't think I have a lot of choice. So black played rook a8, attacking my queen. Well, again, I don't have any option here. I just have to take pawn on b6. And here black played pawn to e6, and I think this is a good move. It secures the position of pawn on d5, and also opens, it allows black to develop its last piece, bishop on f8, and this diagonal is well, I think this diagonal is very important, would be very important when black will develop attack on my king position. So I think it's a good move. And here I realize that black would develop bishop, then would castle and develop very strong attack on my king position, and I don't have anything going on in terms of attacking black king. So I realize that I have to take pieces out of the board, and one of the most dangerous pieces is queen. So I offer queen trade. But here I overlooked that black can simply play bishop c6. But I mean, this is a blitz game, and I was lucky, and black played took my queen. I took black's queen, and here I threatened to fork, to play knight c7, forking the rook. So well, black played rook takes, and well, here if I cannot deliver check here because bishop takes. So if I deliver check here to c7, black would probably play king d7. Then I have to remove my knight. Black would play something like bishop c5, and then rook is ready to come to a8 or c8, and so and develop very strong attack. So it doesn't make any sense to check black here, because I will just help black's development. So here I played, and also I don't like, well, if I play arbitrary move, I don't like if rook would come to a1. Maybe it's actually not that bad, but I didn't like it when I looked at it. Maybe king to d2, bishop check, and I play maybe, I'm not sure, maybe rook takes, king takes, and maybe bishop to c5. Well, I don't really like it, so at least all black's pieces are developed, and I still have my bishop undeveloped. So what I played here, I played king b1, driving rook out of this position, and black played rook to a5, attacking my knight. And here I thought for quite some time how to play, and if I play knight here, then pawns will move, and it might not be very pleasant. If I play knight to c3, then bishop could come to this position, and well, I didn't really like my position here. I mean, I can try to play something very sharp, like pawn to c4, maybe pawn takes. So now I have my rook has d file, and I can try to threaten something, but I don't see anything here. If I check king to e7, I don't see anything here. So so here I probably played the best move, pawn to e3, just first protecting my knight, and second opening this important diagonal for my bishop. So black played knight to e4. So I think this is a good move. Well, black will take this pawn and also may fork my rooks, and Unfortunately, well, if my knight would be here undeveloped, I could protect this pawn with the knight. But what is going on here is that I cannot. There is no way I can protect this pawn. I cannot play rook d2 because knight takes. So I understand here. I understood that I cannot protect this pawn. So at least I want to save my rooks. So I played from fork. So I played a rook g1. Black took the pawn, and also attacked my rook. So I don't want to move my rook here or here. I want to keep it on the semi-open file, but I don't have a lot of choices here where to move the rook. If I move it, well, I cannot move it here because knight takes. So I can attack the knight, but then again knight goes back with the tempo, attacking my rook again, and well, here I again didn't like my position at all. So and I realized that I'm losing here, so I just decided to play, well, I have to do something. So I played rook to d4, which is probably not, well, probably not a good move, because bishop may go to c5, attacking rook. Rook doesn't have good squares to move to. Maybe move maybe, well, I'm not sure, maybe back to d2. Knight, sorry, bishop takes. Okay, if I take knight, bishop takes, and I am down like 3 points in material. So here black probably should have played bishop c5, but I was lucky, and black, it's a blitz game, so black played knight e4, gave me one more chance. And here I played pawn to c4. I'm not sure what was the logic of it. I mean, if pawn takes, I cannot take this knight because bishop takes rook. Probably I don't really have good moves here. At least I don't see any good moves. So I played pawn to c4. Okay, let's go ahead, and black played bishop c5. Well, here again this bishop is very powerful because it's on the line of 2 rooks, and if I move my rook to d3, pawn takes. And I cannot keep my rook on this horizontal, because all squares here are attacked. So I have to play maybe rook to d1, bishop takes, attacking my rook again, rook here, and I am down 2 pawns in material, and well, actually, just a minute, actually, yes, black plays, takes pawn, rook goes to h1, and then rook takes knight, bishop takes pawn, and maybe even fork here, check, because pawn cannot take knight because of discovered check from the rook. So I'm really lost here. So if I play something like rook to d3, it doesn't make any sense. So I am more or less hopeless here, so I just played and what else can I do? I can take knight, but then pawn takes, attacking my knight. I can move my knight here, maybe move my knight to e1, bishop takes, rook goes to h1, yes, it's black's move, and black may play pawn to f5. So but I'm down in material, so very bad for white. So here I just decided again to be aggressive, but of course if black plays correctly, white is probably lost. So I took pawn, just have to give up my rook. Bishop takes rook, I take bishop with knight, and black plays, yes, so black took pawn with a bishop. So here white is down in material, knight against rook. So white has to come up with something to if white doesn't come up with something, then white is lost. So here I tried to some gimmick, like what I tried is, let's say if I play knight to c7, if black plays king e7, then I take bishop, and if black takes knight, then with pawn, then I can fork the rook. So this of course probably won't work, but there might be something down the line which may eventually, well, this combination may help, especially in terms of limiting black's choices for responding to white. So I have to do something here. So I played knight c7, and black understands that fork is possible here, so plays king d7, I take bishop, and black takes knight with a pawn. It was probably possible to take with a rook, so that the integrity of black's pawn is intact. Okay, this is not good because because black would fork. So anyway, black took with a pawn, and I played bishop b5 check. So here again, this fork which I showed before might be useful, is useful in limiting black's response. For example, if king to e7, then we get this fork. So if well, if king to c7, probably not very good, because rook comes to c1 with a tempo. On the other hand, I don't think this is like going to the 8th horizontal is very good, because black wants to develop to put this rook on h8 rook to c8 or a8. So black, well, this is probably not a good move. This is definitely bad because of fork. So black decided to play king to d6. So here I probably can play knight to f5, but then king to c5, and if I want to take the pawn, then I will lose my bishop. So I don't think it makes sense to play knight to f5. So what I decided to do instead is to play a rook to c1, putting my rook on c file, and well, I want to play rook c6 next move. So here, if black wants to really, I'm not sure if black wants to prevent me from going to c6. If black wants to prevent me from going to c6, I'm not really sure what is the best way to prevent it. Well, one of the possibilities, but I don't think it will work. Knight check. I have only one square to move my king to c2. Okay, here if rook to c8, well, I don't know, black will just lose material, will lose knight and take rook, takes rook, and black is down in material. So I'm not really sure how black can prevent my rook from going to c6. I'm not sure, so you may comment on this. Okay, so black played in this position rook to a8 to double rooks on a file, and well, obviously black will come with this rook to will come with the a5 rook to a1. That's obvious. So but I have to go ahead anyway, so I play rook to rook to c6 check, and here okay, of course probably black doesn't want, well, black cannot move here. Black probably doesn't want to go to d7 because of discovered check, and then, well, I don't have to play rook a6 right away. I can just hold this position. So black probably doesn't want to go to d7. Black cannot go here or here because of the rook, and well, maybe two moves. Well, one move is to e7, then I can deliver check. Again, I don't like the diagonal of the bishop because of discovered check, so maybe, I'm not sure, maybe to f8 or maybe to go into d8 is good. Okay, but in this position black decided to go to e5. I played knight f3 check, and here black has the only square to move his king to is f5. So what I can see from this position is that if I can put my bishop to d7, it would be a checkmate. Okay, one can easily see it, but I mean, I cannot move bishop like this. I have to first remove rook out of the way and then play bishop to d7. So where should I put my rook? The only square I can put it to is b6. And also one should remember that when I removed my knight from d4, knight f3 check, I removed the defender of my b5 bishop, so bishop is unprotected. So the only reasonable way here, I think the best move here is rook to b6, and actually what I try to achieve here is I try to put my bishop to d7, and well, in blitz games, when people don't have enough time, usually you try to analyze your opponent's move very simplistically. Well, you look at the last move of your opponent and you try to understand what was the objective of this move. And I think here it was deceptive. This move was deceptive because black just thought that I'm protecting my bishop on b5, and so black went ahead with the attack. Rook a1, king goes to c2, and then rook c8 check. So here of course I can interpose my rook, but I don't really want to do it because I know that I have a checkmate. To checkmate this rook is very important for the checkmate because it takes all these three squares out of the possible king moves. So I just run away with a king to d3. I realize that black can check me rook d1, but well, I don't see here a forced mate. Maybe there is a forced mate, but I don't see it, and I didn't see it when I played Blitz game, so I decided to go with this variation of my king moves. So black here played, sorry, white is checked, so white played king to e2, and here black cannot play rook c2 because I will take rook on d1. So rook on d1 is under attack. Black cannot check here, you know, like try to develop mate, because cannot check on d2 because knight takes. So black has to protect this rook, but of course essentially black main objective should be protect against bishop to d7 mate, but since black didn't notice this red, black played rook to c1, and this allowed me to deliver checkmate on checkmate bishop d7 checkmate. So I hope you enjoyed this game.